Okay, like I said on the introduction of the whole series, I said the videos are going to be coming to you guys bit by bit, and on this episode, we're going to be using the masking tape on the bra cup. Okay, and please ensure that you've seen the previous video where we drafted out the pattern, because you need to see that particular episode before you see this episode. Everything is in steps. Okay, so conquer that step and come join us on the step. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love you guys so much, and I hope this video is of help to you. Now, these are the materials I'll be needing for this particular episode. I need my bra cup, I need a masking tape, I need a marker or pen, and also a pattern paper. Not forgetting the lining and the fabric, okay, that I'll be using. Now, please get your supplies ready and let's dive into it. Now, this is the bra cup I'll be using, and the step 1 is for us to use the masking tape on the cup. Now, I will show you guys exactly how I did this, and it is the easiest way, okay? It is the easiest way, and you can be able to do it, trust me. Now, this is my masking tape, and I'm just going to peel it off, and I will start by using the masking tape on the left hand of the cup. That is this part here. I'll use the masking tape on it, and you guys are going to be seeing how. Now, when I'm placing my masking tape on the bra cup, I make sure that I have excess on the outer side, like excess before the bra cup. Okay, I make sure I had excess because I need this to be there when I trim. Okay, so I have excess on the top, on the side, and on the base. So you see, there's a little excess here, and I'm just going to go in with another masking tape, and I'll make sure that while I'm doing this, I lap the masking tape on each other, okay? So before I place the next masking tape, I'm just going to make sure I'm going in by half an inch on the other one. I'm lapping it on the other one by at least half an inch. Do you get? So that's what I'll keep doing, and I'll make sure I have excess on the top, on the side, on the base, because I just did the excess for trimming, so I get the accurate pattern for my cup. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep doing this. I'll just use my masking tape and make sure I lap it on each other, and you can see how I have excess on the top and on the base. I hope I'm not singing this too much. Now let's go to the other side. Let's use the masking tape. I'll do this on the right hand side too, because I just want this to lap really well. I want it to lap properly, so I'm just doing this side, and I'll just do this side, I'll do the other side, I'll make sure I meet in the middle, and I'll just keep putting masking tape on each other, so I just have a very firm pattern when I decide to peel this off. Hope that wasn't too much explanation. So you can see I am lapping this particular masking tape on the first one, and I have excess on the top and on the base. I'll keep doing this. At this point, you should have gotten the gist on how to use the masking tape on the bra cup. You can see that it is easy. Just keep placing your masking tape on the cup and following the shape of the cup and making sure you have excess on the top, the base. And you see what I'm doing. At the middle here, I'm just going to lap a lot of masking tape. So any part that I feel like I don't have like masking tape sitting properly there, I just use more masking tape on it until I'm satisfied with the whole process. Now this is pretty easy, okay? This is like the most beginner friendly way to create a pattern for your cup. I actually didn't know this until I tried it, and I was like, wow, I've been sleeping on this since. Now I'm just going to press everything neatly, and now the step 2 is for me to trim out the excess around the bra cup. Okay, I'm going to be trimming and making sure I follow the shape of the bra cup. Now I'll make sure I don't cut out anything from the bra cup. I'm just going to trim out the excess on the masking tape, following the shape of the bra cup. Okay, and you just need to take your time. You want your corset to come out beautifully, right? You want your cups to be outstanding, right? So take your time. do not rush anything and just let everything sink in, okay? Let the process sink in. So yeah, I'll go ahead and trim the sides, I'll trim the base of the cup, and I'll make sure that I have like a neatly shaped pattern on the cup, okay? Now please don't forget to like, share and subscribe while you are watching. Don't forget to do that. Now the step 3 is for me to mark the middle line on the pattern, like the masking tape that is on the cup. I need to get the middle line, and to do this, all I have to do now is fold my cup into 2 equal parts. So you see, this is 2 equal parts. And now that I have the middle, I'll use my marker and make a line on the middle parts. This is the middle here. So whatever you're using a marker, you're using a pen, you're using a biro, whatever you're using, just make sure that your line is really visible. If you decide to use a color chalk and you think it can be able to be visible on the cup or the pattern here, please go ahead and do that. But make sure the line is visible, okay? Now, if you are making a 2-part or a 2-piece corset, you're done, okay? If you're making a 2-piece corset, you're done. All you have to do is cut from the middle side, and when you're placing this on the pattern, just add 1/2 inch round and you have a 2-piece corset, okay? But then if you want a 3-piece like mine, we have more work to do, okay? So let's go ahead. Now the step 4 is for me to mark 2 inches down from the top of the cup, okay? And this is how we're going to be doing that, or this is how I'm going to be doing that. I'll bring in my tape. I'll come down here by 2 inches, come down here by 2 inches on the middle line, and on the other side I'll come down by 2 inches. So I'll be doing here first. I'll place my tape, I'll go down by 2 inches, I'll indicate with my marker. So this is 2 inches. I'm just connecting. Now before I connect to the middle point, I have to place my tape also and go down by 2 inches, okay? So yeah, from the top of the cup up down here by 2 inches. And I'm just going to use my ruler to connect these points to the side that we have indicated the 2 inches to the other side. I'll just trace it out. You can see that this video is like slow and calm. I just want you to grab everything, okay? Now move to this side. I'll place my tape and come down by 2 inches. And you can see how easy it is for you to do this because you already created a middle point. And now when you mark the 2 inches on the sides, you mark on the middle point and you connect. And now you have your 3-piece corset pattern, okay? Very easy. So I'll connect, and the next thing we have to do now is label. Very important, very, very important, label. So that is step 5 for me. I'm just going to go ahead and label my pattern. So here is AB, this is A, B, and this AB is equals to 1 pattern. So this is number 1. And then this side here is going to be my number 2, and this side is going to be my number 3. So I'll bring in my pattern, and then I'll place my cup to make sure that I label this the way it's supposed to be. One of them needs to be the center front, and that is the 2. It needs to be the center front, and I'm just going to put CF for center front. And 3 is going to be the side front, and I'm just going to write side front. And you can see that AB is 1, center front is number 2, and the side front is number 3. I'll also go ahead and put arrows because I need to know how to join this. Very important, okay? Please don't forget to do that. Make sure you indicate those arrows I just did on the middle part of the pattern, okay? Now step 6 is for me to peel off my masking tape of the bra cup and cut. So So I'll do this gently. And remember, this video is edited, so it's on a bit fast forward, but I'm just going to take this off gently so I don't ruin my pattern. I put in a lot of work. I don't want to ruin it, so I'll take my time, take it off, and now I can cut. Now when cutting, remember that your AB is your one pattern, so you have to cut them together. So I'll cut one off the pattern, and then I'll separate the 2 and the 3. Please and please don't forget to make those arrows there, because that is going to help us join this pattern back, okay? So make sure you make these little arrows, and yeah, it's going to be a lifesaver, so do it. Do it, girl. Do it, girl. Do it. So I'm just going to separate 2 and 3, which is the center front from the side front. And now we have to place this pattern on a pattern paper and cut. Okay, we're going to be adding allowance before we cut, because we need the allowance to join on the fabric. So see me here, I'm placing my masking tape on my pattern paper, and I'm just going to make sure everything sits like a bit apart, so I can have half an inch allowance around each and every one of them. Each and every one of them, girl, is that a good English? I just need allowance round, so I'm just going to put them in a way that I have space to add allowance. So now I'll start from the 3, which is my side front. I'm just going to add half inch allowance round and then cut. So at this point, you need to be very careful and make sure that the allowance you're adding round is the same, okay? You're adding half an inch on the 3, you're adding half an inch on the 2, you're adding half an inch on the 1, okay? So take your time. Watch this video as much as you can, okay? So you understand the process, okay? And then do it better than me. I want you to do it better than me. I want your result to be better than mine, okay? I have gone through the stress so that you cannot go through the stress, okay? So yeah, I'm just marking my half an inch allowance round, and here I've done all. I'm just going to make these arrows again. It is very important, okay? These little annotations are very important. So make the arrows and make as much arrows as you can for you to remember what you need to do when you're joining, because any foundation that is broken, the result is going to be funny, and you wouldn't want that. I wouldn't even want that for you. So yeah, make these little arrows, make annotations, make notes if you have to, okay, so you know what you're joining when the time comes. I'm just going to cut out my cup pattern. See how easy it was for us to create this. Very easy, right? Please let me know in the comment section if you agree with me, and if you don't agree with me, please still let me know where you think this was hard, okay? Let me know, because this is easy and I know you can do it. I know, girl, I know you can do it. So that fear, you have to face it today. Okay, so once I was done, this is how it looks. I have my pattern ready. I'm just going to go ahead and start cutting on the fabric now. Note, place the cup pattern on the fabric that has interfacing ironed on it, and then cut out both the fabric and the lining. So both your fabric and your lining should have interfacing on them. Fold them into 2, place your pattern, all the patterns you have, the 3 patterns for the cup, and then cut, okay? Now you should have 4 pieces for each pattern, okay? 4 pieces for each pattern, 2 pieces for the main, and then 2 pieces for the lining. So each of them should have 2 pieces, main lining, main lining, main lining, okay? And now step 8 is for us to join the cup piece together. So all the pieces we have, we're going to be joining it, and this is how I'll be doing that. Okay, I'm just going to make sure that on the fabric and on the lining where I have those arrows and annotation, I'll make sure I notch, okay, on the fabrics, so that when I'm joining it is easy for me to understand. And now I'm just taking off the pins from the pattern and the fabric, and see the way I'm just going to join. See, I'm just going to take my time. I'll bring out one from the 2. I'll bring out one from the 2, and then on the 3 I'll also bring out another one, the one that matches the 2, okay? And this is it. I'll place the both of them together. I'll place the both fabric together. like this, and then I'll sew by 1/2 inch. Now, why are we sewing by 1/2 inch? That is a particular allowance we left for this, okay? Now, most of the problems you have when you fix your cup and it does not fit is the fact that you add allowance and then you'll be sewing something else. Make sure that whenever you're sewing anything, okay, if you add 1/2 inch, sew in 1/2 inch, okay? I am done sewing this part. I'll go ahead and also make a notch because I want to know where I am joining my number 1 to. So I made a notch. And now I have to top stitch on the 2 and 3, and this is how I'll be doing it. I'll separate the allowance I have at the wrong side, and because I want this to be neat, I'll go in with my chalk, my color chalk, and I'll make 1/4 inch line on that excess I have. Okay, I'll just make 1/4 inch line on this side and on the other side because I'll be running stitch on it, and I want it to be neat in the front, like in the right side or on the right side. I want it to be neat. That's why I'm making this. Okay, this is actually optional. So now I'll just take my time and I'll stitch this. This is me stop stitching. Now, most times, a lot of people like to use bias and make it visible at the front. Now, this is where you have to do that. If you don't want to do my own way, you can just use your bias and just, cover up that middle part that you've sewn on the 3 and 2, okay? Use your bias and decorate or design your corset, but I don't want that. I don't know why. I actually don't want that, so I want it to be, I just want it to look like this, and I'm just going to make the stitches like this, okay? And you can see I'm just following the lines that I have indicated with my blue chalk, and it is easier for me to sew. So this is ready. The next thing we have to do now is attach the number 1 to this, and we have our cup ready. So I'm making a notch because I have sewn in the other notches, and now I just need to know where I have to attach number 1 to, and yeah, I'm going to sew number 1 to the piece 2 and 3. So this is my number 1, and I'll bring it out. I'll fold this into 2 to know the middle point. I'll fold this into 2 to know the middle point, 2 equal parts. Please don't forget 2 equal parts. I'll use my blue chalk and indicate the middle point, and now I'm just going to use the middle point and place on the middle line where we've sewn 2 and 3 together. I'll place it from the middle point and then sew. So before sewing, I'll confirm by going like this, making sure the 2 middle points sit, and then checking the other side, and yeah, I'm good to go. So yeah, I'll go ahead and sew by 1/2 inch. And why? I left 1/2 inch when I was drafting out the pattern, okay? So yeah, that's why I have to sew in by 1/2 inch. Why cutting the pattern on the fabric? I did not leave any other allowance because I don't have to. So yeah. Like, share, and subscribe, you guys. Like, share, and subscribe, okay? I'm actually really putting in a lot of work right now. This is 3:30 a.m. and I'm awake because of you guys. But anyways, now once I am done, I'm just going to trim off a little bit of excess from the stitch I just made. I'll trim it because I need to top stitch this again. At this point, other people would like to use their bias, to cover up the line that we just sewn. But no, I'm just going to top stitch because yeah, I just want my own cup to look different. Now I'm making notches so that it will be easy for me to top stitch, and now I'm just going to flip the allowance to the down part. So I'm placing the allowance on the 3 and 2, and I'm just going to sew like this, taking my time, okay? You can see my hand right now. I just showed you guys where I'm sewing the allowance to, and I'm sewing this from the wrong side. Make sure that you really open this up so it doesn't fold on the right side, okay? Make sure that everything is laying really flat and really neat, and just top stitch. Now once I'm done with that step, we're done, you guys. This is it. Yes, this is the cup I wanted, and it came out really beautiful. I'm so proud of myself. Now please go ahead and repeat the same step on the other cup and also on the linings. Go ahead and repeat this particular step I just did. Follow the same step and create the other cup and the linings, okay? And let's go into step 9. Step 9 is easy, girl. It's just ironing. You can't get this wrong, okay? Get your iron, get your cups. This is my lining. I've gone ahead to notch around the lining, and now it's time for me to iron. So this is my ham, sorry, the pronunciation, I have problem. So this is my ham. I have a video where I created this, and you can see how I'm using it right now. It's just really working for me. And yeah, if you don't have one, you can create before you start making your corset, okay? Because you need this to, iron all the curves, where you need to iron that is very difficult for you to do. You need your hem, Jerry. Go and make one and use it. Use it just the way I'm using it, okay? Enjoy. So yeah, this is the main fabric, and I'm just gonna iron this also, making sure that my iron is on a reasonable heat. Now step 10 is for us to sew the fabrics to the already made cups. Now that the fabrics for the cups are ready and the lining, it's time for us to join, okay? Now this is it. This is how it looks. Let me know if my cup is looking beautiful and okay? Okay, what I'm going to do on my already made cup is to fold this into 2 equal parts, and I'll make a notch at the top and on the base. So I'll make a notch here. I'll make a notch at the base, making sure that this is still on 2 equal parts. I'll make a notch, and I'll use my marker to indicate a middle point. I think I was just supposed to do that than making a notch, but anyways, I'm just creating a middle point on the cup, and now I'm just going to place the middle cup of my already made cup to the middle point on my fabric cup, okay? Make sure that the 2 middle points align, and if you do that, it's just going to help your cup sit well on the fabric that you have created, and then it's just going to sit in the way where you're going to see the excess you have, okay? Make sure you pin this before you sew, and where I'll be sewing from is from the top of the cup. I'll sew this like this. There's already a space created for you to sew around. I'm just going to sew on that space, and I think it's just 1/4 inch. So yeah, I'll just sew, making sure that my already made cup sits well in the middle of the cup fabric, and I'll just sew and make sure that I cut out the excess at lot, okay? So you can see how carefully I'm sewing, and once I'm done with the top part, I'll take off my pin, and now I'm just going to make sure that everything on the cup, and like the fabric cup and then the already made cup, is laying really flat. And I'll sew following that space already created for me to sew on the cup. Make sure you don't have fabric gathering at the right side. Just make sure that when you're sewing, you place this in a way where you sew and the fabric is sitting tightly on the already made cup, okay? So yeah, this is it. This is how it looks. You guys, we're almost done. All we have to do now is trim out the excess, okay? That is almost the last step, or that is the last step, not almost. So we're going to go ahead and trim out the excess. You can see how beautiful my cup is looking, and it is because I took my time to do this, okay? So take your time, don't rush it. And now go ahead and trim out the excess, making sure that when you're trimming out the excess, you do not touch your bra cup, okay? Don't cut anything from your bra cup. Just follow along and just trim out the excess on only the fabric, okay? And you're good. Now you guys, this is it for the video of how I created the cup, and I hope this was easy for the beginners. I hope this is very, very understandable to you guys watching and about to create yours. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys so much. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and also subscribe if you're new. Help me share, and please stay tuned for the next video on how to sew the cups to the front side and also attach the back piece to it, okay? That is the next to come. Thank you guys so much. I love you guys so much. I'll be seeing you on my next video. Bye.